What's good, YouTube? In this video we're going to be talking about the weapon tier list for ranked arenas in season 11. Now my last video was talking about the best gun in ranked arenas, so I wanted to follow that up with the weapon tier list. And here on the weapon tier list, I want to say that just like how I said on the legend tier list, on how every legend, just like how every gun could be S tier, every gun can also be D tier, which is the worst tier that I have in here. And it just depends on how you play and what your play style, how you use that gun. So just keep in mind on that. Every gun is, especially in Apex, every gun is really good. So you're gonna find out on this weapon tier list. So I'm ranking these guns from S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and also D tier. To start it off, we're gonna go with the assault rifles. And for the assault rifles, I have the Havoc at C tier, so it's the second to last tier. I have the Hemlock at, the Hemlock was kind of difficult to rank, but I have the Hemlock actually at the A tier, and I have the R301 and the Flatline both on the S tier. The reason why I have the Havoc in the C tier is because one, not many people use it. It's not really, good at range. It's good at up close, but you have to wait for the delay, unless if you have the turbocharger. If you have the turbocharger, then I'll probably put it in the, I guess maybe the A tier, but it does cost so many more materials to get it to turbo, so just keep in mind on that. That's the reason why I have a C tier. The Hemlock, a very good gun for what its purpose is, which is medium to long range. Mostly you would probably see it used a lot around 3 through like 6, And the R301 and Flatline are guns that are just used for all purpose. The R3 you can't get in the first round, but once you're able to get it and start using it around, you can get it in round 2, but mainly people use it around rounds 3 through 6, just like the Hemlock, or 3 through the whole game. And the Flatline is just all around good purpose gun, and it's a gun that you can get in the first round. Now the next weapons that we're going to talk about are the submachine guns. This one right here is either pretty easy to rank or very tough to rank, depending on how you look at it. For me, I have the Volt on the S tier, and I think it's superior and dominant compared to the other SMGs. So the submachine guns, I all have them in the A tier, other than the Volt. So the Volt is the only one in the S tier, and the Prowler, Car, and R99 I have in the A tier. I think that's just a general look at it. I mean, all three of those guns can be used however you like. You can use all three of those guns in arenas however you choose. But if I'm ranking them, like which is the best and which is the worst when it comes to arenas, I would have the Volt first, I would have the Car second, I would have the Prowler third, and I'll have the R99 fourth when ranking them. The reason why I have the R9 last is generally because, just like the Havoc, it takes a while. I feel like you do have to have it to at least a blue tier to at least do decent with it, just because it runs out of ammo so quick with the fast fire rate. So if I'm ranking it, that's how I'm ranking it. But nonetheless, I have all of them in the A tier except the Volt I have in the S tier. Now next we're going to be talking about the light machine guns, and this one is interesting here. For the Devotion, I have in the B tier. Now unless if you have turbocharger, if you have turbocharger on the Devo, it's of course going to be higher up in the list. But just like how we were talking about with the Havoc, you have to spend so much just to get it to purple, and you usually won't be able to do this unless you're in like the later rounds, like rounds 4 through up. So the Devo I have in the B tier, and the L-Star, which was the best gun last season, I actually have it now in the A tier, not the S tier but the A tier. The reason why I have it in the A tier is because of the whole bunch of nerfs that's been getting in the beginning of this season, and also halfway point of last season. So I think the L-Star has went down, and not a lot of the people use it, the L-Star, as much as well. And then the Rampage, I have the Rampage of course in the S tier. Like I said, it was in my last video. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. It was a video talking about the Rampage and how the Rampage is the best gun ranked arenas this season. And I also forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, but all care package weapons are of course S tier as well. Next we're going to be talking about the Marksmen weapons, and to start off, the triple take I have in the A tier. The 30-30 and the bow check bow I both have in the B tier. I think those are situational guns if you want to use those guns. You don't see much of the bow check, at least I don't see much of them, but the 30-30 I definitely see used a lot more since the G7 has been put in the care package. Now we're going to be talking about the snipers, and the snipers are very situational, so it's very hard to put them up in the tier list. with the S and A tier. But to start off, we have the charge rifle. The charge rifle I have at the C tier. I think that's very hard to use. I feel like you're only using that if you're with the team and you guys are communicating that you're gonna go the opposite side of the circle and you're just gonna farm damage off it. So I don't see the charge rifle used a lot. Also, now we have the longbow. The longbow and the sentinel I have in the B tier. I think these are solid snipers, both used for different purposes. The sentinel you're gonna use if you want to charge it up, and the longbow I think is it's a faster fire rate, so you could probably get more shots off with it. So both of them I have in the B tier. Now next we have the shotguns, and to be honest with you, I actually have all 4 shotguns in the B tier. Now this even includes the Mozambique. I think the Mozambique is actually really good in the first 2 rounds, especially if you're gonna pair it up with buying heals, buying abilities. So you have to put that into factor on how cheap it is and what you could buy with it. So I have the Mozam in the B tier, and the Eva has gotten nerfed this season, or the beginning of this season, and because of that I do feel like it is in line with the Mastiff and the Peacekeeper. So I feel like all 3 of those shotguns are very strong. I don't really see one superior to the other, so it's very hard to say one's in the A tier. And because I have all these in the B tier, the reason why I have it is because they're all very situational. I feel like submachine guns you could use kind of at medium to long range, but with shotguns they're definitely just for close range. That's why I have it in the B tier. Now we have the pistols, and for the pistols I have the only gun in the D tier, which is the P20. I think, yeah, the P20 is the only gun I see in the D tier. In the D tier, I usually only pick it up or use it when I have like an R301 and I just want to have extra light ammo. So I'll choose the P20 as a secondary, so I don't have to spend any materials on a second gun. But the RE45 I have in the C tier with the Havoc and the charge rifle. Yeah, with other guns I just don't see it being used as much, and it's not very strong compared to other guns. So I have that in the C tier. And the Wingman, I think the Wingman is one of the best guns in the game, so with that I have to put it in the S tier. Definitely a gun that you have to get used to and practice with, but this gun is for sure S tier. But also to some people it could be D tier because, you know, it is a difficult gun to use. This is the weapon tier list. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.